How is everyone this morning? Beautiful. We're going to start off with our opening song for our 9 a.m. service. I'm here to remind you. I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved. I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved. And you are truly loved. Welcome to Tucson New Thought. Welcome to our time of contemplation and centering and allowing at our 9 a.m. gathering. I am Reverend Jonathan Zenz. I'm the founding spiritual director here at Tucson New Thought, and it is my pleasure to have you join us this morning. We are a spiritual community that comes together every single week for one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to understand that at the core of our beingness is one power, one presence. There's only one thing going on. It is God, it is love, it is spirit, it is source, it is infinite wisdom, it is whatever you choose to call it. It is the impulse of creativity that is this universal expression that we are all part of. And so that's what we are here to celebrate this morning. We are here to create a world that works for everyone. That is the vision of our community, a world that works for everyone. And we do this by providing practical tools for personal transformation to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And anyone at any point of their spiritual path is welcome to join us here, and I am grateful that you've decided to be here this morning. There is something that I know about you, and I know that those of us who have been here before know this truth about you as well. So I would love for those of us who have been here before to just acknowledge the other people who are here for the first time without making it too obvious. We don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. But let us express what we know about them, and that is, you are magnificent. You are magnificent. And we know that about you because it is the truth of this divine power of which we all are. Not a part of it, we are that divine power. We are of God. And that feels awfully good to me. And I know that I can claim for myself, I am magnificent, and I think we should each of us claim for ourselves. I am magnificent. Connection is why we are here, not just here at Tucson New Thought, but here in this thing called life. So I would love for you to just take a moment. We're not going to get up and greet people, but just take a moment and look around the room and make a brief connection and mentally acknowledge the magnificence of everyone you see around you. Would you, please? One of our ceremonies that we do here every week is a ritual called Lighting the Flames of Faith. And the purpose of this ceremony is to honor all religious paths, all faith traditions, all spiritual ideologies, with the understanding that they are all born of one thing, that they all share a common golden thread of love. And so We light candles in honor of these particular faith traditions with that in mind. And so we light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the divine will of love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them, and for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony. We light a candle to represent the healing of any circumstance that requires divinity to be revealed. This final candle is your candle to help illuminate whatever is in your mind and in your heart that requires the light. Thank you. The candle to your left, which we keep illuminated, is our peace candle. And we keep that lit with the understanding that at the core of each and every one of us is a peaceful consciousness that is always illuminating the rest of the world. And so we honor this candle by utilizing this modified prayer for protection that was written by James Dillett Freeman. So if you would please say this with me. Truly, the light of peace surrounds us, the love of peace enfolds us, the power of peace protects us, and the presence of peace watches over us. Wherever we are, peace is. And so we'll take a few minutes to allow ourselves to come to a quiet understanding of who, what, and where we are. So if it's comfortable and you'd like to close your eyes, I invite you to do so. And allow your breath to be in your awareness. Just simply bring your awareness to your breath without forcing, just being aware that your breath is happening. There's nothing you need to do to make it happen. Just deepen into that awareness that it is happening. Let yourself settle in for a few moments. And I invite you to consider this month's affirmation as a grounding opportunity. I'll read it and allow yourself to hear with your inner voice these words. An attitude of gratitude is a centerpiece of my life, and I welcome the increase of good it brings. An attitude of gratitude is a centerpiece of my life, and I welcome the increase of good it brings. And so now, just allow, as you breathe in, imagine you're breathing in love. As you breathe out, Imagine you are breathing out love. And we share this energy of love through the breath. This room is immersed in love. And it expands beyond these walls. Allow yourself that recognition for a few moments of silence. Gently now, utilizing your inner voice, allow yourself to repeat these words. I am here. I am fully present. I am open to a positive, inspiring experience for myself and for everyone here present. Love only, forgive everything. Remember who you are. Love only, forgive everything. Remember who you are. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Love only, forgive everything. Remember who you are. Right here in this moment, in this perfect present moment, I recognize and know that there is a power, a creative force, an energy, the life force itself. And that is all that exists. And this is who and what each and every one of us is. We are the expression of this infinite life force, this greatness on demand, this magnificent, flowing, evolutionary momentum of creation. We are that which is. There is absolutely no separation. There is source and nothing else. There is love and nothing else. There is God and nothing else. Knowing that this is who and what we are, I speak my word on behalf of every single one of us, knowing that it is backed by the creative power of God,
backed by the creative power of spirit, backed by the creative power of this evolutionary force. And so I speak my word on behalf of each and every one of us, knowing that we are fully present to life as life, right here and right now. That our magnificence is unfolding in all ways and always. That right here and right now, we are in the flow, living as the flow. And it shows up in every corner of our experience, from health to relationships to abundance to our creative expression. It is all rooted in this one. Trusting this, knowing this, and in deep gratitude for this understanding, I simply allow it to be as I release this word and let it be so. As together we say, and so it is. Love only, forgive everything. Remember who you are. Love only, forgive everything. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Sorry about that. Thank you. As I explained last week in the consideration for how I wanted the 9 a.m. gathering to unfold, I decided that I wanted to allow the opportunity for what wants to be expressed without my pre-planning it. And so I would like for you to please provide for me a number between 25 and 423. 440.
That's not a number.
Well, 444 is past 423, so if you would provide for me, please, a number between 25 and 423.
23.
Sorry?
What about 23?
27.
27, thank you. You're really trying to push those buttons today, aren't you? 1, 2, or 3? 3. All right. So in this portion, the third paragraph on this page, the third full paragraph on this page of The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, it reads, "This is the simple meaning of true metaphysical teaching, the study of life and the nature of the law, governed and directed by thought. Always conscious that we live in a spiritual universe, that God is in, through, around, and for us. There is nothing supernatural about the study of life from the metaphysical viewpoint. That which today seems to us supernatural, after it is thoroughly understood, will be found spontaneously natural." That last sentence is one of my favorite quotes, and it is a go-to quote for a lot of religious science ministers.
Can you read it again?
I'm going to read it all again, I promise. I'll read the paragraph again. This is the simple teaching of true metaphysical teaching, the study of life and the nature of the law, governed and directed by thought. I'm going to continue through this, but this is where I want to start. This section of the book is basically the introduction to the whole philosophy. And he explains the whole philosophy in about 30 pages and then spends 400 more pages to talk about what he's just explained. This is the fundamental premise of this teaching. There is one creative power, and it is constantly moving forward in terms of creation, and this is who and what we are. There is nothing else, essentially, that ever gets taught.
We teach two things here. This creative power, source, God, whatever you choose to call it, that's all that exists. There is nothing else. And as I've explained previously, we talk about the fact that it is of an infinite nature. And if we think that we are somehow separate from that, that makes it finite, and it makes us finite. If it is infinite, then it must be inclusive of everything that exists. That includes each and every one of us. It also includes this lectern. It includes the keyboard. It includes the monitor and the lights. Everything is this power. Everything. There is nothing separate from it. And this power is consistently unfolding itself in terms of creation, and it does so by means of a law of cause and effect. Some people will call that law karma. Doesn't matter what you call it. What I know to be true about it is this, that everything that exists in the world of form is an effect, and it is rooted in a mental idea which is cause. So that's on the macro scale, that everything that exists is the effect. The cause to that is a mental idea in the infinite mind. And if we are utilizing that infinite mind, we can create the flow, we can create the expression of our lives in exactly the same way, which is why we hold to this premise. Change your thinking, change your life. Change your beliefs, change your life. So when he says, this is the simple meaning of true metaphysical teaching, the study of life. Life, that life principle is all that exists. And the nature of the law. He's talking about the law of cause and effect. Governed and directed by thought. That is how we utilize and put into practice the law of cause and effect. We govern it, we direct it with our thoughts. True metaphysical healing, which is what we were grounded in, was actually, the New Thought movement was grounded in the principle that the physical body could be healed utilizing the mind. And there are magnificent expressions of this being done throughout the ages. We all have that capacity. But I think sometimes we forget, don't we? We forget. Why do we forget? It's because we have forgotten who we are. We forget that we are not separate from, that we are this expression. When we know who we are, when we, as I always go, remember who we are, when we remember who we are, we have put ourselves in a point and expression of power to create the lives and experiences that we would like to create. Now, there is a caveat that I will offer. The caveat is this: so long as it doesn't harm anyone else, we get to do and be whomever we would like to be. I believe this. And I have worked diligently, in my experience, to become more thoroughly myself. That's what I'm here to do, to be more thoroughly myself with the recognition that the truth of my beingness is divinity. It is God. It is this source energy. It is love. It is, again, whatever we choose to call it. Because there's a challenge in giving it any kind of name. That when we name something, we have limited it. So this ineffable source of all that is, it is unlimited, but the minute we try to name it, the minute we try to understand it, the minute we try to put a construct around it, we've limited it for the purposes of our understanding. So it's the challenge. It's the challenge of ministry. It's the challenge of spirituality, to ground ourselves in this ineffable presence, in this ineffable idea, and allow it thoroughly to express and evolve itself in our experience, and saying all the time, it's unlimited, it's unlimited, it's unlimited, which is the truth, but the minute we think about it, we've limited it. We live in a spiritual universe that God is in, through, around, and for us. There is nothing supernatural about the study of life from the metaphysical viewpoint. We perceive things as being beyond the natural. When we perceive miracles, when we're told about miracles that have occurred, miracles are, in the right frame of mind, ordinary things that happen. The very fact that we exist is a miracle. And it's ordinary all at the same time. The only difference between what we call miracles and the ordinary flow of our lives is that we believe miracles can't happen. And so when we see them happen, when we see a miracle unfold, we go, wow, that was a miracle. But if we are in the frame of mind where we understand our infinite nature, then miracles become ordinary occurrences. So there's nothing supernatural about the study of life, about life from the metaphysical viewpoint. And then this is the sentence that I really love. That which today seems to us supernatural, after it is thoroughly understood, will be found spontaneously natural. It's exactly what I'm talking about. The work that we are here to do, and is part of the mission statement of Tucson New Thought, is to say we're providing practical tools for personal transformation. And when we transform, we awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. But it all starts right here. It all starts right here. I believe it is time we let go of the notion that anything is supernatural and start to affirm and know that everything is natural. Because there is no separation, there is nothing separate. Absolutely nothing. Sometimes I have to stop and allow myself to hear and see if anything else is coming up to be expressed. Yes. There is a particular phrase that encapsulates all of this. And if we learn nothing else, if we take away nothing else, I would love for you to take these couple sentences with you today. And we refer to it as the divine principle in religious science. I believe it's called something similar to the divine principle in the unity tradition. But it's very simple. We are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe governed by our use of a spiritual law, which is the law of cause and effect. That's the whole teaching. That's the whole teaching. There's really nothing more to be known than that. We are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe governed by our use of a spiritual law, which is the law of cause and effect. Do you need me to say it again? We are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe governed by our use of a spiritual law, which is the law of cause and effect. I also firmly believe that we are not spiritual beings having a human experience. I believe we are spiritual beings having a spiritual experience. Because the minute like I said before, the minute we say we are having a human experience, we have now limited ourselves to that idea. And so we have diminished ourselves in a way that is not in support of what we claim to be the truth, that we are the expression of this source. And everything that source is, everything that the source is fully available to us in the expression of our lives. So when I say we are spiritual beings, I really mean it. We are spiritual beings having a spiritual experience. And we direct that experience through the use of the law of cause and effect. That's all done in our mental work. So that is the practicality aspect of it. To be able to direct our lives, we must change our thinking. We must change our beliefs. We must be willing to be challenged in the beliefs that we hold. That's been a big transformative journey for me, to be able to step back and say, I have a particular expression and experience of my life. And there is something that is pushing through me to be expressed in a different way. And the only way that I can actually address that which is welling up through me to be expressed is to say, what are the core beliefs that I am holding that put a block to that? And so it's important that we move through life with critical thinking, asking questions, constantly pushing ourselves to be the evolutionary spiritual expressions of this infinite nature that we can be. Because we're living limited. Let's face it, we're limited by our physicality, right? But we can move in the direction of unlimiting ourselves. And I guess that's really what the answer is today. In what way will you move forward from this point, following this experience, this gathering this morning, to address what it is that may be holding you back? And saying, I'm ready to push through, I'm ready to allow that which I may at one time have perceived as supernatural to now be spontaneously natural in the magnificent flow and expression of my life. So as you leave here today, take that to heart, allow that to be in your mind, and find the ways to incorporate that idea in your life. And it will start as an intellectual idea. But the more you consider it, the more you ponder it, the more you allow it to have its work in your own use of this infinite universal mind, the more you do that, the more you will find it moves from the intellect to the heart space and changes the flow and expression of your life. Take a breath. As you consider this movement, I invite you to let this resonate in your heart. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on. I am aware. I am fully aware in this moment of the truth of my being. I am fully aware in this moment of the truth of all creation. I am fully aware that all of it is the same thing, the source. For there is this source and nothing else. This source is expressed by means of all that is, and everything that exists is rooted in the attributes of the source: love, light, life, peace, power, beauty, wisdom, and so much more. I know that it is the impulse of Source to constantly be unfolding itself in terms of creation, to be allowing itself to more magnificently live by means of each and every one of us, for we are living the life of Source and calling it our own. I deepen into this awareness here and now, trusting and knowing in the perfect flow. As I relax, release, and with deep gratitude in my heart, simply allow. As together we say, and so it is. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on. And so it is.
Tucson New Thought is a community that is supported entirely through your generosity, if you would. So I invite you to take out whatever it is you're offering Tucson New Thought, this center, this spiritual idea in form, and hold it in your hand and recognize and know it in whatever way you choose to know it, as your investment, your gift, your tithe, your contribution. It doesn't matter what you call it, for when we call it something, we have limited it as an idea. And what matters is expanding the energy of sharing this love. There are many options for how you give. You can, if you're watching online, there is a link there that you can participate in the activity of giving with us right here and right now by clicking on that link and making a donation online. We also do checks, credit card. You know, we take all forms of contribution. But I would love for you to understand this energy for what it is. I honor your commitment to the vision and mission of this spiritual center, and I'm grateful for the blessings that you share. Let's read together our divine givingness statement. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that spirit is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of my spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. Indeed it does. As Carrymon takes and passes the basket around, I do want to let you know about a few things that are in the works and happening and exciting things that we are all, that you can all be part of. First of all, we are doing a book launch gala on December 10th. It's a Tuesday evening, and this is going to be up at Unity of Tucson. Christy Andrews and her partner Rick Chavez have written a book together. I have written a book, and Reverend Eliza Bloom Robinson, who is currently serving as the minister at Unity of Tucson, has also written a book. So it's 4 authors presenting their 3 books on one extraordinary night. There's going to be music, and there's going to be some form of spiritual practice, and we're just going to go for it and have a magnificent time. The doors open at 5:30. The presentations and special performances begin at 6. You will also be able to get our books there at a discounted price and have us all sign those books as well. So we'd love to see you there. There's some flyers there, right over there. They're on the little thing on the wall. If you'd like to take one so you can have all the information about that. We recycle our handouts, so you're welcome to take your handout. If you prefer not to take your handout, we do ask that you please return it to the table, and we will reutilize that
that handout as well. Also, if you are looking for prayer support, there are prayer request forms on the table. Fill out that request form, put it into what I call the yes box there, and know that as you have stated your claim on what it is you would like changed in your life through prayer, the moment that you have stated that claim, the healing has begun. If you're joining us for the first time today, we would love to invite you to provide us with your email address. We send out an email twice a week, but the first email that you will get will be access to 5 pre-recorded prayers that I have personally crafted to support you in the primary areas of your life. And so you can download those, you can utilize them in your daily practice, and that's the first email you'll get if you are willing to give us your email address. So there we are. If you would please, let's just take this moment of reflection right here and right now to honor the good that is expressed right here in this basket. And I recognize it as form in this moment, but form is born of spirit. And so I know that what is here is the expression, the full expression of infinite spirit. And it moves through this time and this place for the highest good, for the greatest benefit of everyone who is touched by the work we do here at Tucson New Thought. And so I simply live in gratitude for these gifts. I'm in deep gratitude for these gifts. I know that they are utilized with the highest intention of the leadership of this community. So knowing this, trusting this, and allowing ourselves to be blessed by this, I say yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I release, let go, and simply live in the flow. As together we say, and so it is. Thank you. I want to say thank you to Aiden for providing our technical support today. Always grateful to have you here. I want to say thank you to Karimon for supporting me in the expression of our flow today. I want to say thank you to Christy for your musical genius and the joy you bring to my life. And I trust you bring to the lives of everyone whom you encounter. And I especially want to say thank you to each and every one of you for being here today, for allowing yourself to have an experience and to be, in whatever way has suited you today, to be inspired. I invite you to take whatever it is in your mind that has touched you today and put it into practice in your life this week. And so there we are. Shall we close with our reminder? I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved. I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved. You are truly loved. Namaste.